Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am making another card using some new goodies from Lawn Fawn and the spring release. So this card is it's actually to give to your mother to say thank you, but you can also use it for her birthday at the same time. So just whatever you need. And I decided to use the Meadow backdrop portrait from Lawn Fawn for this background. So as you know me, there is a stitch detail on the edges and I really like it to be white. So I decided to take my purple tape and mask it off. While I'm doing this, I decided that this card was going to be really soft. And it's something that I'm not used to. I normally go really heavy with the colors, in my opinion, but this time I really wanted to tone it down. And for the coloring I decided to use Distress inks, and this panel is out of Strathmore Bristol Smooth because that was just lying around, so that was easy. I'm doing the grass in worn lipstick and I only want the bottom of each hill to be that pink, and I will soften it out going more towards the top, and eventually I will even not add any colors so that it fades out into white. For the sky I used dried marigold and I really went lightly on top of it, going lighter and lighter towards the grass. I decided to stop here. So for my images, I decided to stamp it out using Gina K Design Connect Glue onto some Neenah 110 because I am going to color with my Copic markers. For reference, I will always put the caps at the side so that you can see which colors I am blending and I am using per image. So what I do mostly is go in with the lightest color, then I add my darkest color there where some shadow or depth should be, and then I go with my mid-tone and back to my lightest. So for some mice I will do this multiple times, other mice were really easy to get the blending going, but you will see that during my coloring. Because the grass is pink, I decided to use some pinks on the dandelions as well, which is not that realistic, but why should it be realistic at all? I will put on some music during the coloring and I will be back afterwards. Now that the coloring is done, I can continue with die cutting everything using the matching dies. And as I did it here, I am laying out how I want my images to be placed, and I am trying some things out. The most difficult part of this card, in my opinion, was placing the sentiment. But in the end, I'm really happy with the result, so it works for me. So here I'm laying it out, and as I'm happy with it, I take it to my Misty, and I first tested it out onto a scrap piece, whether the placement was right, because with all the curves of these sentiments I wasn't really sure about it. But as soon as I saw my draft, I was really happy with it, and then I stamped it on top of this panel as well. After I added the sentiment, I could continue with adhering everything onto this panel. So therefore I used liquid glue and my thin foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives. Now that everything is adhered, I can continue with prepping my card base. So therefore I am making an American size card base. scoring it, and then I will adhere this panel on top of it using permanent Pritt adhesive roller. And I will be cutting off all the excess. And next up I decided to add some final details, being a dot of Stickles on top of each dandelion circle in the middle. I don't know how you call it, but you'll see it here what I mean. And then this card is finished. So I really hope that you like this card design. I'm really happy with the end result. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I am so grateful for you all to stop by, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!